I'm Am Eastwood and I'm from Wellington Rocks, and I'm here for our very first rig rundown for all you geeks out there. Yes, and I'm here at Opium Eater just after they played live here at Radioactive, where I also DJ. So we're going to get right into the nerdy stuff. So awesome, and we're rolling. Hey, hello Craig. So what toys do you have for us today?
We might as well start with the amp. So this is my amp. So it's an orange Rockaverb 100 Mark II. Previously belonged to Kurt from Tuscoma, who are the fucking coolest band in Wellington. And it's going into a wetter 4x12. Yeah. So I got onto orange probably 5 years ago, and I don't think I'll ever go back. Just meaty, nice and meaty. I tend to, which I guess we'll talk about in a second, I tend to occupy a lot of low frequencies, mainly because I don't like our bassist. I find him tedious. Jesse, if you're watching this, I'm not your friend. Okay?
He's right here, man.
Jesse?
Yeah.
I'm not your friend. Can we film her? Jesse?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Well, I think we should take this offline and talk about it.
Yeah, great. Shut the whole thing down, Amy.
Later.
Okay.
Save your rage.
Cool.
Yeah, it's that tradie rage. He
Yeah.
gave up cigarettes. And I guess I've got both of my guitars here this time, which is cool. So I previously went from exclusively playing Les Pauls to playing Tallys. And I love them. I love the feel, I love the sound. I think the kind of music we play, a lot of people think Tallys can't do it, and I just say, go fuck yourself, Stephen Booth. Right? So it's all jokes. Second guitar is a G&L, don't get a close up because I haven't cleaned it. A G&L Tally. This was my first Tally and I love it. Kind of got relegated to backup just because it's dirty and I don't want to clean it.
This is semi-hollow?
Yep, semi-hollow, so it resonates like a mother.
I love semi-hollows.
Yeah, but this is cool. And I mean, it gives you like, you know, fold back, cock rock sort of stance. Love that.
Look like Joe Strummer.
We can see the tone knob is missing. That's at Jesse's house, I think, I hope.
Yep.
Nice.
And I understand it was James Goldsmith who basically bullied you into Fender.
He bullied me into playing the Strat on our debut album on Wii. And it was kind of my, you know, I never ever wanted to play a Strat, ever. And he just got really hurtful, said some mean things about me, and made me play a Strat. So Goldie, you go hang out with Jesse, right?
Right, so let's look at toys.
Cool.
The
Okay.
knobs and the whiz bang.
Alright, so full disclosure, I buy pedals based on how cool the LEDs look, so I don't know what any of them do. This one you can see, what do you reckon that LED? I don't know. Yeah.
It is flashing. It looks like something out of a Star Trek movie.
And if we do this, it sort of like goes quieter, like slower.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably does something. I'll Google it later. But if we just go straight through,
Yeah.
so like this is my tuner.
Yep. Overlooked very often.
Yeah. So the pitch black, they're fucking awesome. I don't know how long you can talk about a tuner pedal for. They're kind of all the same. This is my, oh god, I love this pedal. So this is the reissue. Oh, the reissue Russian Big Muff. This is the thing that keeps me in Jesse's frequency range, and 4 other pedals that we're about to talk about. But they roll. I got that probably 3 months ago. Went from an OCD. So Sam uses an OCD, and it's just a bit too clean for me. So this kind of balances us out quite nicely. Next we've got a volume pedal, Ernie Ball, passive. This is like, honestly, this is just because I'm too lazy to volume swallow my guitar. Big footprint on the board, but I don't think I can ever take it off now. And then onto my wah. So I had a dime bag wah for the longest time because it was just like the gnarliest wah on the market. But you know, now that Phil Anselmo's a racist, they had to get rid of it, I guess.
Oh, Dime wasn't just Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Confederate flags floating around their band.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Metal
is not racist, people.
Then we have the organizer. If you've ever seen one of these, they are super fucking cool. So it's just an octave up, octave down. Choir mode's just a bit of a warble. Lag is the most pointless thing in the world. It just sort of plays it a little bit later than you play it. Yep. Then we got the next octaver. So this is just 2 octaves down. I use this for the big, you know, when we sort of foray into the doomier stuff. Fucking love that pedal. Actually bought it off Sam probably 5 years ago. Been on my board ever since. Then we skip down to probably the coolest pedal on the board is the Super Ego.
Yes,
so this thing is just a drone machine, basically. Latches on to a note you play, and you get some nice lush drones, pretty much.
So
really cool thing.
it basically turns your guitar into a keyboard, right? Sort of like.
I mean, it sort of latches one note, and it puts a nice little effect on. I guess it's kind of keyboardy. The next pedal kind of turns into a keyboard. So this is my Pog 2, bought it about 6 years ago, broke it about 2 weeks into owning it, so the presets on it were saved but I didn't know how to use it. So that pedal is fucking worthless to anyone that's not me, because it's just sort of set up for lots of octave down stuff and some sort of dreamy, piano type stuff. Then we go to my coolest. Have I said that? I've probably said a lot of coolest pedal.
That's alright.
It's my Blue Sky. So I was playing a Cathedral for the longest time. Really happy with the Cathedral. But once again, Sam uses it, so it's kind of nice getting a bit of diversity in our lushness.
Lots of people like Strymon pedals.
Yeah. So I like, I don't know, lots of Strymon people are wankers, so it kind of like, you know, you tell people you play a Strymon and they just think you're a cunt straight away. But like, no, they're
don't take that personally, Simon. Oh. or Burn.
Yeah, Burn, you're not a cunt. The band rules as well. Yeah, it's really fucking nice. It's just, I don't know how much you say about Strymon, like, they are sought after for a reason. They're just so nice. Come back to the Memory Man. So this is probably my least used pedal at the moment. So I bought it as a tap delay. That's actually what that thing does. Flashy light. But you know, sometimes you need like a really precise delay. I don't really use it that much because I'm not really a precise kind of guy. But when I do use it, I generally use it for looping, like looping really small phrases. Then we go on to the coolest pedal on the board once again.
It is incremental, so it's the last one that he said coolest is the coolest. Earthquake devices, I've seen them coming up quite a bit recently.
Yeah, they're not a new company, but people just seem to be discovering them a lot lately. So this the organizer's Earthquaker as well. Yeah. But that's just a digital tape voice delay, so it's voiced like a tape delay. Really lush. That's my primary delay. Like, you know, I would basically not use the Memory Man because this is so cool, and it modulates, but I hate modulation effects. Sort of.
Each to their own.
Well, I just hate the kind of phasey sound and things like that, and that basically puts a phaser on it, and I just don't really like that sound. Sorry, Sam.
I don't care.
And then we go on to the coolest pedal on my board. So this is
so now you've taken it away from that one.
Oh, everyone's the coolest. Did we go over the coolest pedal on my board, the volume pedal?
No, the tuner.
Oh, the tuner.
The tuner.
Coolest pedal
Well, I would say that tuners are pretty important, but they're not cool.
Oh, they're definitely not cool. It's like having a compressor. No one gives a fuck that you have a compressor on. Burn. No. Cool, so this is, RC20 XL. I was going to buy an RC30, but they're really expensive, so I just bought this instead. Not quite as cool as the RC30, but I don't know, looping's looping.
Yeah.
And I don't really use it for effects on the loops and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. I guess the onto the coolest pedal on my board is this Wu-Tang t-shirt as well. That's pretty cool.
All right, so that takes the cake now.
That's the coolest
So last
pedal
time
on my
that was
board.
done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
And the hairstyle.
That's me. Oh,
And the hairstyle.
just trying it out, right?
Okay, and it is all jokes, people. No one get offended.
Shit, we should have prepositioned that, eh?
Nah, I
Probably
think.
just lost like 30 lacking likes.
Yeah, no, we love you, Bern. We love you, Simon. We love you, Jesse.
No, don't lie to me.
Nice. Teach peace, brother.
Sam.
Hello.
Hello.
So where should we start?
Let's start with you.
Yeah, this is my Black Star, 45 watt Series 1. It's a combo, as you can see. There's tubes in it, so it's good. It's good. Yeah, I've had this for about 5 years maybe, and I actually got it because I have another amp which is the Benz 100 watt. What is it again? What is the name of it? I can't remember. Anyway,
El Diablo.
that's the one, El Diablo. And because that was the amp I was using at the time, I still have it. But the reason I got this was because I was getting into the idea of stereo looping at that point in time. I haven't really done it in a while, but then I realised that I actually like this amp better, so this has become my primary amp.
So he's going to sell me the Gens Benz back.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I occupy the more kind of higher end of the frequency spectrum in the band, and I think this has really brings out some nice.
So it's nice, right?
Nice saturation and like, you know.
I think the thing that's really interesting is this thing right here, where you get to change the power.
Yeah.
So does that mean you can drive it harder at lower volumes?
Yep. For sure. Yeah, I pretty much, when we play, I have it set to the maximum 45 watts, but if you crank it right down, unfortunately some of these knobs have just been lost over time.
Yeah, you need to go shopping for knobs.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so you can have it right down at 4.5 watts, which is like quite nice for, you know, when you're practicing at a lower volume, because you can still get the, you know,
Tube saturation.
the tube saturation. But yeah, no, it's a
Alright,
very nice amp.
now we'll, make fun of your guitar?
Oh, there's nothing to make fun of. This is
Yeah,
the
I
best
know.
guitar in the band.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
It's my Gibson SG. I've had this for about 5 years, and it basically changed my life. Really, when I got this, yeah, it's just perfect. It's you know, got really nice kind of harmonics, sort of whatever the word is,
Yeah.
sustain, and it's nice and light. I like light guitars because I like to throw them around, and I also have my.
Yeah, no, this is the thing we make fun of.
You can make fun of it if you want. It's
it
my
works, apparently.
bread tag strap locks, and it works. You know, you'd be surprised. I think it was actually Jesse that gave.
I think it was my brother, man.
Oh, it might have been Matt. Matt that gave me that idea. But
Right,
yeah,
pedals and toys.
yeah. This is actually a stripped down version of my original board, which is all the essentials really. But yeah, let's see. I got a nice poly tune here. It's better than his tuner pedal.
Yeah,
You know, you can tune all the strings at the same time.
Because people do that.
yeah. So your tuner sounds better than his tuner.
Yeah, yeah.
Buzzes on your
And so I go from tuner into this phaser, because phasers are great sounding pedals. You know, I love it.
Phaser set.
And it's a tone lock.
Yeah, it's. I mean, actually, people make fun of
No,
these.
no.
They're actually great pedals.
They are.
'cause,
Well, you know the DE7 is highly sought after these days.
Right.
The delay version. I used to have one. They were really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and I mean, it is technically a modulation, like in the modulation kind of family of pedals, the phaser, but and normally I guess it wouldn't be standard to put something like that before your drive sort of part of it, but because it kind of functions, you know, with frequencies sort of like a wah does, I guess, you know, you can really take advantage of really, you know, accentuating that stuff if you put it before near the start.
Well, those rules are really just guidelines. Like,
of course.
Like in actual fact,
but I wouldn't put a chorus up here, for instance, personally.
Oh, I do.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong.
No. So this is before the drives, isn't it?
Yeah. But you know, I mean, I like it. Yeah, you get the nice when. Yeah.
I think the moral of the story is just play around with them, and if it sounds good, it's good.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Following the phaser, we go into this very ugly thing, the Morpheus drop tune, and I pretty much only use it as a for its octave setting. Really, these days you can have it sort of incrementally going down by semitones, so you can actually have your guitar technically tuned. Not what it is, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I needed an octave pedal, and it functions as that perfectly well, so that's what I used that for. Next we go into the OCD, which is my favourite drive pedal in the world that I've played on. It's really good. I like that it sort of has the combination of like grit and clarity, I guess, because I like having that sort of, you know, you still being able to really hear the notes and stuff. Whereas with a lot of fuzz pedals, I guess, you know, that sort of clarity is often sort of not really always there, in my opinion. But yeah, and I guess, you know, it works well going against sort of Craig operating in that sort of lower frequency range, having that. But yeah, and then move on to this, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's a clone built by Jeremy Nolan, and it's some clone of an Earthquaker, some kind of Earthquake. I'm not sure exactly.
Drive.
It is a drive pedal. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably a wood. What do they call them? The wood something.
I'm not sure entirely.
Wildwood. That's like an overdrive.
But yeah, this one is. I tend to have this one sort of works at a lower level of drive, so like the more kind of lighter sort of distortion, and I usually use the OCD for the more hard. Well, I'd have them both running at the same time, but yeah, that's that.
And to the Magic.
Well, there's the small clone, which is actually not functioning at the moment. It's not actually plugged in. I need to get that fixed. It's very old, and
yeah, it looks like
I believe it might even be from. I got a second-hand cash converter a long time ago.
Yeah, it looks like it got imported from Afghanistan or somewhere. Got hit by an IED on the way here.
But yeah, excellent chorus pedal, couple ways. Oh, that's really good. I need to get it back up and running again at some point. And then next is the Super Ego, which Craig also has, and it's basically just a. If you know what a freeze pedal is, it functions like that, but it also does more. Like it sort of is an infinite sort of.
Makes it sound synthy.
It's like a infinite sustain, but you can also have it so it latches onto different notes and chords, and you can have it so it glissandos, so you know you get the nice kind of like smooth transitions between things. But it's nice. It's very good. Now onto the delays. The Memory Boy Deluxe is my analog delay. It's the delay I use the most. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. has this modulation setting which I don't use too often. I use it sometimes, or it's sort of, you can switch it so it's modulating between a triangle kind of wave. So it's delay. The delays come out like or the square wave where they're a bit harder edged. Yeah, and then the digital delay, the DD3. That's a classic pedal, and it's fantastic.
Look at the finish on that.
It's old.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I like the idea of having both an analog and a digital delay, because they sort of function in different ways and sort of have different sort of sounds. The digital ones has much cleaner delays, so you know, sometimes you want that sort of everything to be have a bit more clarity when you're doing that. And then there's the Cathedral, the reverb pedal. The reverb, which is
at the end.
Yep, and that's basically engaged pretty much the entire time I'm playing.
Okay.
Pretty much always have reverb on. I think there's one section of one Opium Eater song which I don't have it on.
Oops.
That's alright. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, man, this is a REH 600 SMX. It's Trace Elliott. It's before they got poured out, so when they were still making them properly. It's 600 watts, 2 channels at 4 ohms, so it cranks. It's got a valve preamp, which is good, which you can blend in. I keep it turned up as hard as it goes, basically. And what else? This is a Laney cab again. This is pre-buyout. This is one of the UK ones. And it's good enough to be going on with. The high-end bass cabs are pretty expensive, and they have a pretty hard life in this band. So when it breaks, I'll upgrade it. But that's the amp situation.
Right, and well, certainly the biggest guitar in the band.
Yeah, it is technically a guitar. This is a Fender American jazz bass, the deluxe 5-string version. It's my baby. I love it very much. It's got N3 pickups. What else? It's got an active passive switch. If I wanted to play it passive, I could. I don't in this band. Basically, I went amp shopping. Well, not amp shopping. Sorry. I went to look at a bunch of basses that I couldn't afford, and I played a handful that were way too expensive for me, and I left kind of needing this one. So I grinded and saved, and eventually scored this, and I basically don't play anything else now. I've got a lot of other basses, and they're not getting played. Yeah, this is the guy. I love this thing.
Yeah,
that's it.
Hey, guitars can be whatever gender we decide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so pedalboard,
right. So let's start through with the ME50B, the multi, which I'm in the process of replacing with individual pedals now, but for now works well. It's got the tuner, the volume pedal, which are really useful. I keep my EQ basically flat, and I've got a really subtle compression happening. I like to still let my right hand that kind of be in control of my tone and my dynamics, so it's just a little bit, but I also do use the analog delay, mostly for noise sections, just to kind of upset the rest of the signal chain. So from there into the obligatory T21, that's the deluxe one. So that set is various banks, so you can use it as an A/B switch, which I seldom do. But I've got it set as like a slight bass boost and a tiny gain increase, the same bass boost and a medium gain increase, and then that one's as much gain as it does. That drives it as hard as it will drive. But this thing's great.
Does that interact with the tube and the Trace Elliott?
Presumably, yeah. It's just sending it more gain. So yeah, it will do. So that's real good. I can't remember the last time I played a show and a bassist didn't have some version of this. Everybody's got them for a good reason. They're great. And if your amp cooks, this has got an XLR. I mean, it's designed so that if your amp cooks or you don't want to bring an amp, your sound guy will be just as happy getting a signal straight from that, in theory. Yep. Yeah.
Alright. And next up.
What else? Okay, so
Bass whammy.
Yeah, I got to this bass whammy. This is the modern one that's got the classic circuit built into it. So it's, you can switch it to the 80s version of itself, so that if you give it more than one note, it glitches, which I really dig for noise sections. So if I've got my gain turned right up, maybe my synth going, and I'm messing with the delay controls, and then I feed it through this on classic mode, it glitches in this really unique and horrible way. And if I've got it set to 2 octaves up, I can kind of manipulate it to make it go woo woo.
Sorry, how does it go, man?
Woo woo.
Woo.
Yeah, that's my classic.
Woo woo. Yeah.
If you ever listened to me, Craig, you'd know.
Glitches in a horrible way is also the best way to describe our friendship.
Yeah. Go glitches and whoops.
Yeah. So that's great. I dig that thing. This is an Akai Deep Impact.
Right. So it's upside down.
It's upside down. Yeah, it's upside down out of necessity.
Yeah.
This is a home built pedal board. I don't know if I mentioned I'm a tradie, so I built my own. Built my own.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
DIY number 8 wire. Kiwi bloke.
Yeah. Just a good keen bloke, eh? It's truth, bro. So I built this pedal board, and this is kind of just upside down out of necessity. If it was up the other way, I'd be like standing on all this kind of stuff as I went. That's really fun. It's like late 80s, early 90s. They're massively sought after. This one's on loan from Goldie. Thanks, Goldie. Don't ask for it back, please. So that's great. That one glitches as well, but like in a different way. But yeah, it does all the super fun synth sounds that you want. That's a super fun pedal.
Yeah, it was like a bass player from Muse uses, I don't know what it is, but it's an Akai synth.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, for Hysteria, and he said he can't get them.
Right.
Might be the same one.
It might be one of these. I think they've just re-released it because these are ridiculously expensive now. Like much. If I had to buy one, I wouldn't. Like it's great, but it's not worth paying like $1,000 for. I told Goldie what it was worth. Full disclosure, he knows I've got it.
Yeah. So it's technically legit.
Yeah, man.
Right.
So that goes into this.
Right
dirty,
now, this is
the dirty bass tard.
This has to be the pedal with the best name of the entire video.
Yeah. I got it off Craig because he didn't like it, but it's an OCD clone that kind of does like that.
It's made by Pepper's Pedals. If any of you guys watching this, go check out Pepper's Pedals. He's fucking amazing from Dunedin, I think.
Oh, yeah.
New Zealand made.
Oh, and now you just told him I didn't like pedal.
Ah, no, great. So that's great. I've got that set to do like a kind of an orthodox stoner rock kind of tone. Just lots of dirt and low pass filter. So that's good for specific sections of what we do. And that feeds into this bad boy here, the Electro Harmonix micro synth. It's not very micro, but it does sound really good. It does a lot of different stuff, but I've got it essentially set just to do the angriest square wave I can get it to do. So no attack delay, full square wave, bit of sub octave, bit of octave, and yeah, that's just a real gritty synth, and that's pretty much all I use it for. All the kind of all the fun stuff I can get out of the Akai. So that one's just a super angry square wave. And that's my rig at the moment. Oh, it was modded by Nolan when it broke. It's got. It used to be that when you switch the power on, the red light would come on, but he's rewired it for me, so
right.
So that you can tell when it's on.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks for that, Nolan. That's them's my pedals.
Do you want to talk about your low self-esteem while you've got a camera on?
No.